Hey, what's up, guys? I'm back with another video for you guys. Of course, I want to keep dropping y'all guys some gems, and so y'all guys can be super successful. You know what I mean? I want to see you guys thrive in this industry. I think door to door is an old time industry, but it's picking up. But it's not a lot of men of color doing really, really well in this industry, or women. I know it's one young lady, she's doing very well. She's been door knocking. I can't think of her name right now. Hopefully she'll see this video. She has some videos out. She's really good. And she's in the woman's space of door-to-door sales. So anyway, what I wanted to piggyback little bit back on is being, of course, men of color out in these streets. Black man in the streets, door knocking. So, guys, let me tell you the advantages I feel like we have over some other races. Me born and raised in the hood, I kind of expound to you guys me growing up in my city, Detroit, Michigan, of course. The D, what up, though? So, me growing up in those communities and having a chance to grow door knocking. So I told y'all guys in previous videos, I grew up in the hood. I grew up in the hood area, east side of Detroit. And I wouldn't say my hood was hood. It became hood. Me growing up as a kid, it was fabulous. But as the years go by, that's a whole nother story, okay? But I want to tell you the advantages that I think I have over some other races. So, by me growing up in tough neighborhoods growing up, I know how to be able to move in certain communities. I don't care if I was in Detroit. I've knocked in some desirous neighborhoods. I've knocked in Chicago. I've been in South Carolina. I've been, some of the other places. Lord have mercy. I've been in Indiana, Indianapolis. I've been in some areas where I've door knocked in some tough areas. Gary, Indiana. You know about Gary. You know about Gary. Okay, but what gave me an advantage is I know how to move in tough neighborhoods because I grew up in them, and I know how to sell them. So that's what give me an advantage, I think, over other races. Because, and I ain't saying if other races don't go into black communities and sell constantly, because some of them do, but I don't think that's not where they want to be, in tough neighborhoods and selling. For me, I grew up around it. It's nothing. And if you know our community as African Americans, when you go into some of those neighborhoods, you got some areas that's some desirable, not desirable. But tucked up in that bunches is, if you weed through it, you got a lot of people that keep up their properties, that's working every single day. Homeowners, that's keeping their properties up, doing well for themselves. They just didn't want to move out their neighborhoods. They wanted to keep the houses that they paid off or whatever. But two doors down might be a rough neighborhood. Might be a couple of rough neighbors. Might be selling dope out the house. I've been through all that. So I've door knocked in a lot of those communities for years, for a long time. And it didn't bother me. Reason it didn't bother me, because that was a part of my environment. So I was able to move rough, and I knew how to move accordingly. Let's say that. I knew how to move accordingly in those rough neighborhoods. So that's what give me an advantage to other people, because I'm comfortable in those communities. So let me tell you this. So actually, when I got into the sales department, they wanted us to go into more middle and upper middle class communities. I wasn't as comfortable for the first. I wasn't comfortable at first because that's I didn't know that. I didn't know that area growing up because I wasn't going through upper class, middle class neighborhoods all the time. You know, I was driving through them. My parents took me through. You know, I see people, nice cars, kept up lawns, and you know, things of that nature, which we did in our neighborhood as well. But houses were bigger, people were, you know, making really, really good money, things of that nature. So that wasn't the norm for me growing up. But as I got into sales, I started going into some of those communities. And when I was going into some of those communities, I was intimidated for a minute because I felt like I didn't belong because, you know, I couldn't relate. I couldn't relate. And, you know, it intimidated me for quite a while. And you're talking about other races that I didn't see on a daily, all day, every day. Now, my neighborhood, before my neighborhood became all African American, it was Caucasian when I was coming up as a kid. So I had interaction with other races, but it just wasn't, I just didn't, at some point, they moved out, blacks moved in. And that became my environment as I became a teenager. So that's what I knew. But this, like I said, fast forward and starting to sell into upper class, middle class neighborhoods. And it's like I said, I was intimidated at first. But I kept going into those neighborhoods. And when I was going into those neighborhoods, I was seeing people of color. I was seeing Caucasian. I was seeing Koreans. I was seeing all nationalities in some of these communities. And I felt like I was more polished because I've already have knocked in some tough neighborhoods. So when you in tough neighborhoods and you're trying to sell people in undesirable neighborhoods that most people felt like, hey, I don't know if I can live here in these communities because they're tougher communities, okay? So I was already polished from them. I mean, how easy it could be to go into those hard neighborhoods. It was already my product of my environment. Now, me forward and going into these new neighborhoods, I was intimidated because in my own mind, I had the race card kind of in my brain. Like, oh, man, they ain't going to buy for no black man, da-da-da-da-da. But actually, you know what? They were actually easier people to sell to because they were happy. They had part of the American dream that they wanted. They had some pretty nice cars. And I ain't saying, remember, I'm not saying they ain't had that in the hoods. They did. But you get more of it when I was out in upper middle class neighborhoods. And I started noticing, I'm like, these people put their pants on one leg at a time, just like the next person do. These people got bills. They trying to hold on to what they got as well. They just working hard just like the next person. I started learning that. Took me some years to learn that, but I learned it. And it gave me an advantage because I was already programmed and going into tougher neighborhoods. Now I'm going into what I call powder puff communities because these people are so easy and laid back. So I just felt like I was ready for the job. I was ready. I was already there. So I felt like my hood prepared me for that. So I started succeeding very quickly and easily because I was already at that level. I just didn't know I was at that level. So all I'm saying to you guys is, at the end of the day, no matter which neighborhood you go into, one person, they put their legs in their pants, one leg at a time, just like everybody else. So that's what gave me an advantage from everybody else, because I can go into any community and I feel comfortable, and I still believe in that to this day. Even though I've been selling high-end clients in upper middle class neighborhoods for a long time now. That's all I know now. But for a long time, I was intimidated until I got good at it, until I started doing my thing. And that's what gave me an advantage from everybody else. So what I'm saying to you guys is, you get good at door-to-door sales, especially if you're from a rough neighborhood. It's okay. It's okay, because it's already preparing you for tough skin. You already got your tough skin on. That's why people shut the door on my face, or they tell me, no, I'm not interested, or whatever. It rolls off my back, because I've already experienced toughness growing up as a kid, if you know what I mean. So, guys, it's so much unlimited. I think really and truly, you guys have more potential than the next person because of where you come from. And I think you can succeed easily in this door-to-door space, which is a great career. So all I'm saying is, guys, you can make it in this industry. You already built for it. You already built for this kind of work. And it pays handsomely. It pays handsomely, guys. So I just wanted to come in and drop a quick little gem on you guys. For some of my up and coming entrepreneurs, especially in the African American space. Because we don't have a lot of African Americans in the door-to-door industry. We got some people doing really well, I'm sure. But I don't know anybody that's made it a long career too much like myself. So I'm just preaching to the new guys that's coming out and having a chance to get into this space and want to succeed and be good at it. So, guys, that's my quick video for today. I don't know if it's that quick, but I just wanted to share some information with you guys. And hey, guys, you can make it. You can make it. I'm a testimony. You can make it and be successful and do the things you want to do in life. All right, guys. Talk to you soon. Another video. Be back to you shortly. Bye-bye.